Welcome to video number 4 with Emma's Crochet Group for complete beginners and beyond. Today we're going to be learning the magic circle or magic ring. I'm using a 8mm hook and some really chunky bulky weight yarn today to make it easier for you to see how we form that magic circle, also known as magic ring. I'm going to be using USA crochet single crochet stitch, which is UK double crochet stitch for this particular tutorial. You can use any stitch into a magic circle, it just changes the amount of chains you use to start with, but I'll explain that in a few minutes. Pop that over to one side. So we're going to start by making the magic circle itself. It's a little bit like how we form our slip knot. We take our tail, we make that cross on our hand exactly the same as we would do with our slip knot. This time we're going to insert our hook again into the first cross, hooking onto the second side of the cross. We're going to pull up that there, but instead of just pulling up our slip knot, we twist the hook towards us like this. We then slide under our working yarn and make one chain stitch. Now if we take our fingers out, that's formed our sliding ring, which is the magic circle or magic ring. And that chain one is because we're doing single crochet. If we were doing double crochet, USA terms, we'd do 3 chains, for example, for our start. But we'll undo that so I can show you again. So we start exactly like we're going to do our slip knot, with our cross on our fingers, hook under the first yarn so we can catch onto the second yarn. We pull it forwards, twist our hook, then get our working yarn. So I'm pinching it between my fingers to hold on to it so I can grab it. And we're going to pull through one chain. Then we let go. And this is our tail, which we pull on to tighten it up when we've finished. This is our working yarn. That's the magic circle or magic ring. And then we've got our chain one on our hook. Now I'm going to work 6 single crochet into this magic circle. So I'm going to pinch on my chain here and I'm just going to pull that tail a tiny bit. That makes that loop a little bit smaller for working in. So we're going to tension our yarn in whichever manner we find comfortable. We're going to put our fingers either side of the bottom of that loop there. That holds it so we can work into it. We put our hook into that hole in the center like this. We're going to yarn over, pull that through the center, yarn over, and then pull through the 2 loops, just like a normal single crochet, but we're working into a big circle instead. So that's 1. So again, 2, 3, you have to kind of move your circle out of the way sometimes. 3, 4, 5, and 6. So that's our 6 single crochet made into our ring. So now, as you can see, it's quite flat and we've got this at the top here and it doesn't look much like a circle. So what we do is we pull on our working yarn to make sure it's tight on our hook, then get our tail, hold on to stitches here at that end and then pull. And as you pull, the ring closes tight. So now you've got a teeny tiny hole in the centre. So you've got your 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th one there is still attached to your hook. Single crochet into your circle. Now if you're doing a continuous circle, you then start your work straight into this first stitch. Now it can be a bit tricky to get your hook into this first one, so you kind of have to leave your hook in there a little bit, especially if you've made your stitches a teeny bit tight, which apparently I have today. There we go. So then you yarn over and you'd single crochet first into there. And this is a continuous circle, so you're going to want to put a stitch marker into this loop so you can mark your beginning and end of your circle for your next row. Now quite often when you do a magic circle, your first row after your initial single crochet centre tells you to work an increase round. All that means for your increase round, which is usually shortened to INC, is that you work 2 stitches, 2 single crochets in this case, into every 1 stitch from your first round to give you 12. So that is your 2 there, and you'd work your way around. If you want to do joined round, let's just take those 2 out. Instead of working your first single crochet straight into that loop, you would do a slip stitch. So you yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull through, and then pull straight through. So that's your slip knot, and then you do a chain 1, and then you start with your round again, exactly the same. For that increase round, you do 2 stitches into every 1 stitch. This forms your increase round, INC. You usually see this abbreviated into patterns. So you do 2 in there and 2 in here. See, these ones are much easier to get your hook in after that first one. That first one's always that little bit more tricky to get your hook into. But you will find that this is a little bit fiddly for your first round. It does get easier. And I am using quite a large hook and yarn for this to try and make it a little bit easier for you to see what I'm doing. So I'm literally just working 2 single crochet into every stitch around until I've got 12 stitches in that circle. And you'll find most round patterns start with that. You'll start with 6 and then 12, and then your next round when you get round there, so that's my 12, I'm going to, again, because I'm working in joined round rather than continuous, I'm going to do a slip knot, a slip stitch into that first stitch there. So yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And that's 12 single crochet now on that round. Your next round after that, it usually tells you to do 1 single crochet, 1 increase round. So all that means is you're doing your chain 1, you do 1 single crochet into that same space next to it, and then in your next one you do 2 single crochet, and your next one 1 single crochet, SC or DC if you're using UK terminology, and then you do an increase, INC, that's 2 single crochet, or double crochet if you're using UK terminology, all the way around back to here. And then it builds up your circle, and each round you find you have to do 1 more single crochet between each increase. So you start off with 2 in each stitch, 1 single crochet, 2, and then the next round 2 single crochet between your increase, 3 single crochet between your increase, and so on until you get a big circle. But I'm going to undo all that right back to the beginning, so I'm going to frog that. This is called frogging, when you undo your work and start again, just to show that magic circle or magic ring once more. So I am making a cross on my finger just like I did for my slip knot, hook under that first yarn so I can grab onto my second yarn. I'm going to slowly pull that out to form a loop, twist my hook towards me, so twist and swivel in it so the head of the hook is now facing upwards. I'm going to then catch hold of that working yarn and pull up a chain, just the one because we're doing single crochet, and that is your magic ring or magic circle. It's just practice. It's not as hard as it first seems. It's just a case of keep practicing. So making a cross, hook under, pulling up that loop, twisting your hook towards you, and then making 1 chain for single crochet, 2 chains for half double crochet, 3 chains for double crochet, and so on. And it's just forming that loop then. So again, cross, pulling up, twisting it round, making that chain. If I can get that there we go. So that means that then this loop, you can pull it to form that tight little circle once you've worked your stitches into it. And it's as simple as that. It's literally just a variation on your initial slip knot. It's not as hard as it looks, but it does take a little bit of practice. So just keep on practicing until you feel comfortable, not only with making that magic circle or magic ring, but also then working your stitches into it. So gripping it on, working into that centre hole. If you find that the hole's too big for you to get a good grip on to work those stitches into, you can just pinch your stitches and just pull it up a little bit to make it a bit smaller to work in, so you've got less space to hold on to, and you just keep gripping it and working into it all the way around until you've got however many stitches you want in that centre circle. So that's it for your magic circle video for today. Thank you very much for watching. Take care and goodbye.